The Parable of the Knight in Rusty Armor. The knight put on the armor to protect him while he rescued damsels in distress from dragons and evil ruffians.
Though you say I could be your answer, nothing lasts forever, no matter how it feels today. Chances are we'll find a new equation. Chances roll away from me. Chances are they hope to be.
He eventually convinced himself that he was the only knight available for this, and he had to be ready at all times for the job. So he stopped taking off his armor so he'd always be ready.
The weather, no act of God could pull me away from you.
He began to notice that sometimes when he rescued damsels, they said they'd been fine and didn't need his help. Meanwhile, his wife and son didn't understand how important his work was, and were always complaining about how he wasn't home enough.
See us through, yeah. Chances are we'll find two destinations.
He was increasingly lonely and miserable. He sought a wizard to help him, and while looking, he chanced upon a squirrel who began to explain how maybe his wife and son had a point. He was so desperate to keep being needed, he was rescuing damsels who didn't need it, and his wife and son couldn't see him even when he did go home because of the armor. The knight was frustrated that the squirrel just didn't understand, and as he kept trying to explain, he accidentally stepped on the squirrel's foot a few times, which really hurt because of the armored foot. He finally had to concede that the armor he had put on to help others was no longer necessary to wear all the time, and was in fact sometimes causing pain to those around him. He had less and less vital work to do, so he decided to take off his armor and go home. But it was rusted on. The knight was going to have to do a lot of hard work to take it off.
Chances are lost, our hopes torn our pages.